100 Simple Secrets of Great Relationships. What Scientists Have Learned and How You Can Use It by David Niven, PhD. Reading from the chapter entitled, It's Not How Hard You Try. I'm going to work on my relationship. I'm going to put my all into it. We've heard platitudes about hard work all our lives, but trying really hard by itself is not a recipe for success. In fact, maximum effort can be a great source of frustration and pain when our efforts are not rewarded with a better relationship. Work on your relationship with meaningful goals that will contribute to your relationship's health and your happiness. Work on your relationship with logic and reason, not with maximum effort. People who said they were trying hard to improve their relationship were 33% less likely to be happy than were people who said they were putting some effort into improving their relationship. End quote. Niven draws from a research article written by R.E. Hairston, 2001, entitled Predicting Marital Satisfaction Among African American Couples. I'm going to work on my relationship. I don't even know what that means, really. I'm not quite sure when I hear people say that, what they're talking about. Usually, I'm suspicious that what they really mean is they want to work on their partner. They want to try to get their partner to change something. And so I'm a little bit leery when I hear that. It's kind of important in my position to figure out, to help them figure out what they actually mean. Most people that come to me secretly, want to change their partner, want to get someone else to do something. And so it's important to clear that up. There's a George Clinton song where he says, the world is comprised of equal proportions of bullseyes and bullshit. And so, when you're trying to solve a problem or you're trying to improve something, it's really important to work on the right part of the problem. Man, I wish I had $1 for every time someone came to me thinking that the issue was one place and we discovered that the real problem is someplace else. So that's not unusual, in life to falsely attribute your problems to something else. I think all of us have about 3 ways of doing something, and if those 3 ways don't work, then we just do them faster. So this is really important. You could drive down the street in your car and have the car stop running. You could get out and go to the trunk and put a brand new tire on, change the tire, put a brand new tire on, and turn the key and find out it still doesn't start. You did the right thing in the wrong place. And so now we got a problem because we're all out of energy now and exhausted and all that kind of stuff, and we still got a problem. So it's really important to figure out the right part of the problem to work on. Working harder is not always working smarter. I think it really is, my saying is, it's better to work on the right thing than it is to do things right. If you're working on the right part of the problem, at least you got that in your favor, even if you don't exactly know what to do. But if you're working on the wrong part of it, nothing is going to happen. And usually in that situation, that leads to burnout. And burnout occurs when you put more energy into something than you get back. And that's what we have to worry about, especially in our relationships. We can burn ourselves out trying to fix the other person. And a part of that is recognizing what I can change and what I can't change. That serenity prayer is really important. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I don't always know the difference. What am I in control of? What am I not in control of? What can I change? What can I change? Not only burn ourselves out, we can do a lot of damage. By the time couples get to me, a lot of times, sometimes it's too late. They've already had too many painful, hurtful, abusive conflicts to really repair things. So again, it's just really important to figure out what the right part of it is and work on that. And usually the right part of it is for me to work on myself. You know, for me to, when things go good, I take credit. When things go bad, I place blame. So it's kind of a bias I have, or we all have, of thinking that our problems are outside of us, moving toward us rather than, you know, inside of us, moving out on the world. It's important to be able to see my part in situations. And sometimes I need help with that. And that's not unusual. And I have to also be strong enough to take it, to see that I might be making some sort of error. I might be contributing, you know, through my inability to accept my personal responsibility, I might be creating my own problems. And whenever I don't accept responsibility, I'm always creating problems. And good relationships come down to, you know, really come down to me taking responsibility for improving myself and working on my part, my side of the street, and keeping that clean, and not blaming my partner or blaming other people for what's going on in my life. People do things. They do, but a lot of times when they behave unskillfully or in ways that I don't like, it doesn't really have anything to do with me. A lot of times they're just going through their own stuff. They just don't know how to manage their own suffering. So we end up taking that out on other people. But it's still important for me to keep the focus on myself, to do what I can to be a better person, and to, you know, identify and know what my issues are, what I bring to it, and how I contribute to the problems that I think I have. That's the only thing I can really control, is my own self. And so that's, you know, that's a good thing if I look at it right, because if I just got to change myself, I can do that. If I got to change another person, you know, that's going to be real tough. And I think that, you know, hard work doesn't always, like the article was saying, hard work doesn't always equal a good outcome, because we're probably already working hard enough. What I really need to do is get back to what we talked about when we first started, working on the right part of the problem. And the right part of the problem is pretty much always me. It's always me. I can always do something to improve my situation by working on me. So when I use the word relationship, I'm basically talking about the relationship between me and myself, not necessarily me and another person. Now, we all run into situations where we have interpersonal conflict or we have problems with other people? Sure. And I might only be contributing 1% to the problem that I'm having, but that 1% makes a difference. A part can't change the whole. And if I can take care of my part in the situation, a lot of times it changes situations and circumstances that I would otherwise think were unmanageable or impossible to do anything about. Thanks for listening.